has been a long journey getting to the finished intersection you see behind me. It did start with several years of environmental work, planning, historic preservation, followed by a little bit over a year of some demolition work, some clearing, moving all of the complex utility lines that run underground. And then finally, in March 2014, we were able to start construction. And after 18 months, you see the finished product behind me, new lanes, wider intersection, new sidewalks, new traffic signal equipment, and new pedestrian crossings.
So much has been talked about the Falmouth intersection for so many years. In the VDOT offices now, you all have to be thrilled that it is done.
I think there is a tremendous sense of pride that we were able to bring this new improvement to the Fredericksburg area. Everyone who lives here, I think, understands how many minutes and hours even of delay people have experienced here over their lifetime. So to be able to come down to the intersection now and actually traverse it in less than a minute is phenomenal. So we really do hope that this has made a tremendous improvement in the lives of people who have to drive through here every single day.
And a lot went into the design of this to make it work.
It did. It was a lot of negotiation with a lot of parties. This is a very historic area, the former village of Falmouth. So we did have our cultural resource historian. We had our archaeology team do a lot of work to make sure we documented everything that was here. And we updated the historic document that's now on file with the Virginia Department of Historic Resources. So future scholars can learn more about the village of Falmouth as a result of our project.
The way this is all set up, you've got the lights timed and you've got a lot of turn lanes, and that's what's hopefully improving things.
Yes, we were able to actually widen the footprint of the intersection, so we had more space to put in turn lanes and travel lanes. So now when you come down to the intersection, you're at a light. If you need to turn left, you may not be waiting behind someone who needs to go straight ahead. If you need to make a right turn, you're not necessarily waiting behind someone else who's making a different movement. So giving the intersection more space, it let traffic flow a little bit more freely. And we also were able to now time the signals so that northbound and southbound Route 1 traffic can proceed at the same time. People may recall that before the intersection was so tight, we could only let one direction of traffic proceed at a time. So now we can have overlapping phases, concurrent phases. So that really is helping to drive down the wait time as well.
Ideally, what is kind of the average wait time? Do you know that yet?
Our predicted average wait time was going to be less than a minute. We are doing an analysis right now to see what the actual real-time wait is today after the project is open. Sometimes things are a little bit different than your predictions based on human behavior, driver behavior. But we do hope that it is on average going to be around a minute, just under a minute on average. Now at a peak time, if there's an incident on Interstate 95 and we have a lot of traffic coming onto Route 1, it could still be you may still see it'll be a little bit higher than that. If you hit the intersection right at 5 p.m. on a Friday, it could be a little bit later. But on average, we do think people should be waiting about a minute, hopefully.
Well, it used to be so tight here. It's wide, and it has a nice look and feel to it.
We were able to build several stone walls here on 2 of the corners. We're going to be starting our landscaping now that temperatures have cooled off a little bit. So over the next 6 weeks, people will see some beautiful landscaping and planting going in here at the intersection. You can see from Stafford County the skyline of Fredericksburg and vice versa from Fredericksburg into Stafford. So we do hope that it's connected the 2 communities. The traffic signal here at Falmouth is also now timed with the traffic signal just across the bridge in the city of Fredericksburg. That's something we were able to do for the first time. We hope that will help in emergency response, as well as give some of the emergency response vehicles a little bit more free passage between the intersection.
Well, you used to always see the traffic backed up on the bridge, and you don't see that anymore.
It has been very much reduced, especially in the evenings, coming from Fredericksburg into Stafford. So we do hope it's a very welcoming gateway for Stafford as well as the city of Fredericksburg, and we just hope for people trying to get home at night or get to school or go back and forth between the 2 communities that it's a little bit quicker, a little bit faster, as well as a little bit cleaner. When you have fewer vehicles waiting, you have fewer vehicle emissions. So overall, we're just very proud and honored that we were able to be part of this. We do have pedestrian crossings now on 3 of the 4 corners, so that's something that people may not be accustomed to. You probably will see now that we have those countdown buttons. People might see more pedestrians using them, so we would ask people just to be aware of that, make sure they're yielding to pedestrians in those crosswalks, and just giving them some space and some safe crossing distance.
That seems to have worked on the Blue-Gray Parkway, so I guess here,
right.
just if you like you say, if you're aware of it and pay attention, it should work fine.
We are. We're keeping an eye on this intersection whenever we open up new projects. We're looking for any refinements we can make, so maybe we may be looking at some additional signage, some additional things we can do just to call more attention to that.